Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion Briefing for Friday, October 28th, 2016. Precipitation for the past 7 days has been fairly light across much of the area, especially for the time of year, although portions of southern and eastern Idaho and southern Nevada have seen some precipitation. This morning's water vapor imagery shows a broad area of southwest flow in place across the Great Basin, ahead of a low pressure system moving into central California. This low is spreading moisture across much of the area and will result in showers across much of the Great Basin today. The other main feature worth noting is this broad area of low pressure off the coast. This is a much colder system that will be bringing a change in temperatures to the Great Basin starting the first part of next week. The ventilation index is pretty high this afternoon over much of Nevada and Utah, with some of those gustier southwest winds, and where storm coverage may be a little bit lighter. Winds will be fairly breezy across eastern Nevada and western Utah, ahead of that little low that will be moving in from central California. It's these same areas that will see the higher mixing heights and more favorable burning conditions. On Saturday, the storminess should move out, and we should just see those gusty southwest winds across much of the Great Basin, creating higher ventilation index. We can begin to see that area of low pressure moving closer to the Pacific coast. Winds will remain breezy on Saturday, with pretty good mixing heights, especially over Utah. Sunday into Monday is when we'll see that low move inland, and we expect to be under that warm southwest flow for much of the day on Sunday. We'll see the strongest winds on Sunday, especially over eastern Nevada and western Utah, with gusts up to possibly 50 miles an hour in some of these areas, with continued high mixing heights. Clearing index is pretty good for the next 3 days in Utah. The 3-day precipitation accumulation is shown here. Most of this precipitation will be occurring today, and then again Sunday into Monday. Some cooler air will begin to move into the Great Basin on Sunday as portions of that low pressure system move into the area. This cooler, moist air could bring some snow to the higher elevations of Idaho. And the cooler air moves further south on Tuesday as westerly to northwesterly flow spreads throughout the Great Basin. Ventilation rates remain pretty good across much of the area going into the middle of next week. The ventilation rates may decrease somewhat over northern Utah as high pressure quickly builds into the eastern half of the area. Southwesterly flow returns to the Great Basin once again for moderate dispersion. Precipitation accumulation for days 4 and 5, including Monday through Wednesday, is shown here, with the best chance of precipitation occurring over the central Idaho mountains, associated with that low pressure moving into the western U.S. The extended forecast moving into the second week of November is calling for above normal temperatures region-wide, with below normal precipitation over the southern and eastern half of the area, and above normal chances for precip over northern Nevada and much of Idaho. This concludes today's smoke dispersion briefing. Please check back on Monday for the latest updates.